Welcome back to the Just Because podcast, a podcast featuring all things cosplay.
This podcast features me, Mangle Phantom, and her, Marmalade. We're two cosplayers from Australia. We're stuck with each other for a bit longer because we'll be representing Australia at the World Cosplay Summit in 2023.
That's right. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We hope you enjoy the episode. Make sure to grab yourself a snack and a drink, and you can drink with us.
Yeah, this week we've got
Black tea.
This is one of my favourites.
So good.
I chose it.
I'm excited.
Give it a try.
We got like the multi-pack this time, so we will have enough
multiple
tea for next time.
Oh, we might go through all of it today.
All of it today?
Well, it depends how much tea we've got to spill.
Ooh,
right.
Spicy.
Cheers.
Last time, cheers.
To
Yay.
cosplay again.
To cosplay. Last time we spilled some tea, but this time I think we're doing something a little different. We want to talk about if you woke up tomorrow and you'd never cosplayed a day
And you
in
were
your
15.
life, and you were 15
Again.
or 12 again.
12.
Horrible time.
But you had the knowledge that you have now.
Yeah. What would you do differently?
What would you do differently?
What would you buy? What would you invest in? When you have a limited budget, when you're still living with your parents, when you still have school.
But you want to cosplay.
Mm-hmm. Jeremy forgot to put OBS away. Anyway,
You would have seen a double take. It's fine. We're back at it. Now, so we're going to split this up into 3 parts, because obviously there's a lot to talk about. First thing's going to be like, what would I buy? Like, what would be the most efficient things to buy?
Which tools?
Which
so
tools you
equipment you want first.
The second part is about doing.
What
things
actions?
would you... Like in a step-by-step process, what would you do differently?
Mm-hmm.
And the third part, to me, which I think would be the most important, is what would you think? Like, what mindsets would you have in place? How would you see things in a particular way? Because obviously, you know, everything gets stressful. You can be a bit down on yourself sometimes.
What is con crunch? If you're a newbie cosplayer, you don't know what con crunch is.
Oh, hopefully you've had your first taste of it.
No. This is if you woke up and you
Right.
never knew, you never experienced
Never
any
experienced
part
it,
of
but
cosplay.
you've got the same, like, you've got the knowledge you've got now, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
as it's like, oh, cool, I'm 15 again. Yeah, I know the best way to kind of do this with the least amount of suffering.
Well, this is like advice for someone who doesn't know where
Yeah.
to start.
So this is this advice for anybody who's kind of just getting started.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of like, oh, what's the best thing I should do for myself to maximize my cosplay enjoyment? What should I do? We're going to give you that information today. This is the Just Because
sharing our secret knowledge, keys of wisdom.
Sharing the secrets.
Sharing the secret sauce.
Okay. So, to get started,
Yeah.
what would you buy? What do you think is, like, essential for every cosplayer that, like, you know, this is going to be the first thing I get?
I think a hot glue gun is the most essential cosplay tool that you will use
100%.
for everything.
Everything. People will say, I hate hot glue.
Yeah.
And, like, you're wrong.
You use it on your wigs, you use it on your costumes, you use it on your shoes, you
You
use
use
it on
it for
all of your
all of
accessories,
your props.
all of your props, literally, like, everything. It is the most flexible thing, I think, that you can
It's the most flexible thing
invest in,
they can invest
yeah.
in, and it's very
Very-
low cost.
Very cheap.
Very cheap.
I think you can, like, okay, you can get, like, super fancy, expensive hot glue guns. Have you seen them at Spotlight or at Bunnings?
Bunnings.
They go, like, really,
Wireless.
like, wireless.
Wireless.
Ooh.
Uh,
That would be actually probably good for, like,
It's terrific.
health hazards.
I've
like
tried one
cable
before, but
management. Yeah.
they're like $50-$60 versus
Okay.
like an $8 one from a $2 store.
Literally, I think Daiso has them for like $5.80 or something.
It's great.
Yeah, and mine's lasted, what, 6-7 years?
There is a whole like art to using it.
Yeah.
I've made a whole video on this. Check
Did you
my
actually?
YouTube channel. How to,
use a hot glue gun
properly.
Hot glun.
Hot glun. How to use a hot glun, we call it. There's a bit of an art to it. It's like, oh, it's so messy. It leaves behind
the
trails. There's an art
That's
to it.
something that I learned from Wiru, aka Wiru, is that he taught us how to get rid of the hot glue strands by like on armor, especially. Not that I do any armor builds, but this is like seared into my brain. I don't know why. Is to take a heat gun, yeah, and it like melts all of them away.
It's good.
It's so smart.
good.
It's so cool. Yeah.
That's like the dribbly bits.
Yeah.
That's going to take some practice.
It's not part of it. It's not,
Not
meant
part
to.
of it.
No, you're not meant to keep the dribbly bits
But
everywhere.
you are going to have to go through trial and error and you'll
Yeah.
get there. Now,
Yeah.
for anyone who says, like, I don't use hot glue because it's so messy and I prefer to use these. Yeah, look, you can. You will
Yeah.
eventually get to that stage
Yeah.
where you might choose not to use it. Like, you just start doing 3D printing
My
stuff.
Emma boots were hot glued together.
Perfect. See? World Cosplay Summit representative using hot glue.
And shoe nails.
Yeah. See Lewis?
Did they stay together?
Yeah, they stay together.
No, they
Oh,
did not
didn't.
stay together.
Oh, no one knew that.
They're in like 3 pieces in my...
Look, they stayed together for the time that we needed it most, okay? And that's what mattered. Lewis
Only
is...
because I prayed to the cosplay
You prayed to the
gods.
cosplay
I was
gods.
like, please make my feet not falling apart as I run around across the stage and tumble around.
It's fine, it's worth it. The battle damage.
worth it.
Battle
Battle
damage, see?
damage,
It's
yes,
worth it.
yeah.
But Lewis, it was primarily hot glue and duct tape.
That's right. You created all the vein textures on his head with the hot glue.
With hot glue. I'll put a
And it
picture up.
looks really
This is
good.
Lewis.
Yeah.
Hot glue. This is primarily hot glue, alright?
He's
You can
so
do...
ugly.
He's beautiful. Don't let him hear that. Lewis, don't listen. He's in the garage.
He's only like
Don't
5
listen.
meters away.
Oh, he's fine. He's sleeping. But you can do incredible things with it. And I would agree.
Stand
That
by
would
that.
be the number one thing. If you're thinking, oh, maybe I should use epoxy resin.
No.
Maybe I should use...
God, no.
What do you call it? Super glue. Like,
Yeah.
there are alternatives, but just about every glue is somewhat kind of... Toxic?
Yeah. And expensive.
And it can be expensive.
Yeah.
And it kind of dries
Hard to
out. It can
handle.
harden. It's hard to handle.
Yeah.
Hot glue is... Like as an all-rounder, the best thing you can
Yeah.
use, especially starting out. So
And I would recommend buying the glue sticks in bulk.
In
They're
bulk?
Like I bought
From
like
eBay.
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 I didn't know eBay had it, but even Spotlight, I think I bought like 100 pack for like $5, and that has lasted me like
$5, great. You must have got on clearance or something.
I think so,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's lasted me so long.
So I got like a
I still have
400
it.
pack for like $30-$40, yeah.
Okay, that's
just
that's
get them in
smart.
bulk.
I feel like if you're beginning 100 is a good number.
You might
I
just
don't
need
think
like
you need
because you can still get like
400 sticks
20
of
for
glue.
$2 from a $2 store. It's great. It's good.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant you got 4 sticks of glue for $20. I was like,
no,
that is a
no,
rip off.
No.
No, I've seen in Daiso as well. You can get like different colored
colours is
glue,
cool.
like glitter if you want. Like I think that works if like you're gluing something that's a certain color, or like wigs and stuff. If you need it to be like a colored
A certain
to fit.
colour. It's
But
not too
most
bad.
glue, it's like transparent.
It's
anyway,
transparent.
so-
It should be fine.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
can paint over it, so it's
You
not,
can,
not a problem.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
top
many
of the list. First thing I'd buy, hot glue gun, the most essential. Now, this is if you're wanting to, if you want to make stuff, obviously. What would you say if you're...
No. Even I think if you buy stuff, a hot glue gun is really good to have to fix things because constantly,
That's true.
like my sucrose from Genshin cosplay, that all the armor pieces were like came with like a singular brooch safety pin
Yep.
to like pin onto your like clothing. But I just took the hot glue gun. Don't do this at home. Don't do this.
do it at
I
home.
No, I like put on the cosplay.
Oh,
just
right.
Hot
Hot
glued
glued it
the
to
armor
yourself.
And, like smacked
No.
it onto myself.
No.
So that it would like be in the right spot. But yeah, don't do that at home. But honestly, like bought cosplays all the time come like broken and like or like need
to
things.
fix it.
Like I remember Benny's Zhongli cosplay was like completely falling apart. Like we needed to like hot glue a lot of stuff and like so that was
It's quick.
sticking back
It's
together.
great.
Yeah.
I know an alternative... Oh, sorry.
Never hot glue Velcro. Don't try and hot glue Velcro.
No,
It
hot glue
doesn't
Velcro.
work.
Do it.
Doesn't work.
Does it work well?
Peels right off.
It will peel. What are we gluing it to?
Like the back of the Velcro
Yeah.
will not stick to fabric if you hot glue it. I guarantee you, it just rips off.
I'll show you some tricks.
Okay.
If you got time, I would recommend sewing the Velcro.
Yeah.
But there's
Because
some...
in my experience, there's nothing worse than like ripping off what you think is the Velcro and it's actually just the hot glue.
glue holding
entire
the
thing.
Velcro, yeah.
'Cause
and
the
al-
Velcro bond is stronger than the hot glue to the fabric.
An alternative is, which I found out from my Singaporean friends, is
Yeah.
Yoo-Hoo glue.
bond. Oh, okay.
Yoo-Hoo
yeah.
glue is kind of like...
I know the brand.
Yeah, it's like the
think it's
cold...
German.
It's German.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry, my
were
Singaporean
you
friends
gonna
like
say?
using it, but it's a German brand of glue.
Oohoo. Yeah.
Oohoo glue.
Because I remember we had it in like Australia.
Wow.
Yeah.
But it's like
Oohoo.
it's like the cold version of hot glue. So
Really?
it's got similar like it sticks to similar surfaces.
Oh, I know the tube one.
Tube
not
one.
the
I've got a
stick.
there's a
one.
tube right there actually. Let me grab it. Oohoo glue.
Yeah, the tube.
Oohoo.
I
Now-
think it's German.
Yeah, it is German. Made in Germany. There you go.
Ah, look, see, I was right.
Yeah, excellent. So this glue, it's basically cold, and you can just whack it on. But
So good.
hot glue takes 10 seconds to dry.
Yeah.
This will take 10 minutes.
Yeah, wow.
So it's going to take longer.
And you'll need like clamps and stuff, so that or like the patience of a god. To
Yeah,
just sit
which is why hot glue is great
cold,
because
yeah.
you can just glue it, smack it down, and it'll be done soon.
Yeah.
There's tricks to it. Tricks of the trade. You can like get better, but hot glue, number one.
Also, if you're 3D printing stuff, I think that hot glue is a good thing that can be used to glue like bits of plastic filament together, right? Like I think it works pretty well.
I know for plastic it doesn't really work very well.
Oh, okay.
I know qualities of hot glue. I don't know qualities of 3D printing. So.
Okay, we don't know. We need a 3D printer expert to
okay.
validate.
Validate.
Okay, hot glue gun. That's
hot glue, number one. What else?
But whether you're making or buying.
Making or buying.
That's like the number one.
It's invaluable to keep. It's great.
It is.
Tell me a hot glue cosplayer who. I was gonna say, tell me a cosplayer who doesn't use hot glue. Everyone, to some degree,
I reckon,
has used it or will use it because it's great.
If you're not, you're like a god or something.
You can be a hot glue god. Just be both.
Mightier than thou.
Just be both.
I don't know. Okay.
What else would you say is kind of like a great? This like we're talking beginners, right?
Beginners.
Straight up, like even if you bought your cosplay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A wig head.
Wig head.
That is like one of the earliest things
Very
that I remember
good thing.
buying, and I was so excited to get one.
Yeah?
Like I think Daiso have like the really nice like big ones.
Last time I went to Daiso, they didn't have any.
Oh really?
I don't know if
maybe
they've
they
got
phased
rid of
them
them.
out or something. Yeah, but buying a wig head, they sell them at like the discount store.
You can still get them.
Yeah.
Spotlight sell
like
for $20 if you need to.
Oof, yeah.
So it's a bit rough.
Spotlight. I think the cheapy store have them.
If you can find it, that'd be good. Yeah.
Party store, yeah, they have them. But honestly, best investment for wig styling, everything. I reckon I've used mine like every single cosplay.
Every single
ever
cosplay.
Done, yeah.
Like I mean, you might like. Some people prefer to kind of put it on your head and kind of cut it like that, especially for the fringe. Very useful.
Yeah, I usually leave the fringe, or I have a measurement on my wig foam head. I have measured my
do the
forehead,
same
and I have a
thing.
line of where it is actually on.
It's really useful because I think my head's a bit big, so I've never had a wig head that's actually been proper.
You know how to fix that though with the wig head is you get like when you buy a wig, it usually comes with like tissue paper.
Right.
If you like scrunch up that tissue paper, fold it up as like a little package, and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
take pins and pin it to the back of the wig head.
Not a bad idea.
It increases the volume of the wig
Actually,
head.
I'll show you what I have done. Another quick cut. This is my current wig head.
For those who are listening to this podcast on Spotify,
This is my wig head with
Jeremy has just pulled out a Yu-Gi-Oh
wig. Now, I'm going to yeet this off for a second, and you can see exactly what I've done with it.
Okay, I know why you're having issues with the sizes, because this is the exact type of wig head. It is a small lady head.
It's tiny. Yeah. So, what I've had to do...
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to hold this.
Oh, my gosh, you're just putting it on the floor?
No, I'm going to hold it. I've had to squish this under an airplane seat before because they wouldn't let me hold it in my lap.
I remember that.
Anyway, so, the nose is here. That's where my eyes go.
Yeah, I see you've scribbled
I've kind of scribbled where my actual face measurements are. My nose is where the chin is.
It's a little ugly.
It is a little bit, but...
She's a little scary.
I love them. And the hairline. Hairline's very important.
Yeah, it is. That's what I mean. But I reckon if you take... Yeah, so on mine I have like a little package of like tissue paper on the back.
That's not a bad idea to kind of make it...
Yeah.
But if you take a look, like
more
that's how big my head is.
Oh, God.
And next to your head, it's like...
I have a big head, I know.
No, you've got like a more similar shaped head to this than I do.
Okay.
So...
Well, I have a lot of hair though, and once that hair all gets tucked up, my actual head size increases by all the fucking hair that I have tucked away.
Well...
Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I don't usually have to worry about wig caps sometimes because...
Must be nice.
Not an issue.
I have to wear two, always.
2 wig caps?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because if you just wear one wig cap, your hair's too, like, moves around too much under the wig. That's blocking my light, sir.
Oh, is it? I'm going to put this on the floor. Sorry.
Now he's going on the floor.
You sit down here, buddy. All right.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, so, wig head, hot glue gun. What else would you kind of add to that little list of essentials?
Basic essentials. Well, if you don't get a wig cap with your wig, get a wig cap.
Wig cap? I think that's pretty standard in all wigs.
That's too basic.
Now, if we go with sewing machines, how expensive a sewing machine would you go? I've got opinions for this because, excuse me, when you're fixing things up, especially like if you just buy cosplays, for the most part, it should fit, right? But sometimes... Usually doesn't. So you might have to edit it, and sometimes seams rip. You can hand sew, but a sewing machine, when I learned to use it, was infinitely better than hand sewing. How expensive a sewing machine would you get as a beginner? Especially because you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm any good at sewing, or I don't know if this is something I'm going to keep doing for a longer period of time, right? So... would you kind of say get a cheap one, a mid-range one, or an expensive one?
This is a really hard call because, like, honestly, unfortunately, price, like, it's hard. If you're a very beginner, I wouldn't recommend investing more than $100 on a basic machine. But in saying that,
those machines suck.
They fucking
They suck.
And they are so hard to sew on that they might actually turn you off sewing. So I would actually literally recommend you, if you're seriously willing to give it a try, to invest in a computerized sewing machine, because they are so much neater, they are so much safer, and like jam way less. They have automatic
threaders.
They have automatic like thread cutters, way easier to use. Whereas like
those $100 machines, they suck so bad.
They break really easily. They don't, like, they'll slow down on you, so you can't actually use them for long hours because they're just designed to be domestic machines. So they're not designed to run for more than like an hour a week or an hour a month. Yeah.
So it's like, I'm just going to fix this split in my shirt or something. That's it.
Yeah, it's designed for like very minimal usage, whereas the whole industrial sewing machine, a whole factor of that being industrial is that it can run all day, every day, and like keep running. And
you probably won't need an industrial one. That's a bit. My sewing machine, for example, computerized, it probably costs on special. Go for the specials.
Yes, always wait till they go on sale, especially in Australia. Spotlight always has the half price sales,
or the 40% off at least.
Yeah, exactly.
40% off. So
I picked up my first sewing machine. Well, the first one that I learnt on was a bunky old piece of crap.
I had my mum's
was so janky. Yep, it was like a hand-me-down of my parents. But the first one that I went to buy was the Brother FS 101 computerized machine for $500 back in 2017. I think I made over like 100 costumes with it.
Worth it.
Lasted so long, like lasted very well. Only had one issue, and I learned how to service it myself.
Oh, nice. That's invaluable,
With the newer machines, they're easier to service yourself.
Gotcha.
Easier to pull apart and just oil where you need to.
Right.
Whereas the older ones, especially the cheaper ones, when they're made from plastic, they distort and like break a lot easier.
I just can't get over how clunky they are. Like
they're clunky plastic.
You put it through your fabric to the machine, it goes like
It does, and it's loud.
It's loud. And then with the computerized ones, like
so silent.
It's so nice.
Yeah. So I just bought a new one though because the Spotlight had a sale.
Yeah,
it was
right.
half price. So same machine I got in 2017, now I got for $300.
Actually,
and yes, I could have invested in like a newer one, but I know that the Brother FS 101 is a damn good machine.
I've got a brother as well. I can't remember the model number. But actually, something really cool, which I've seen at conventions, but I never thought was an idea. Because you can't really go to Spotlight and have someone sit down with you and try. Like, you could.
They say they do.
They say they do?
They say they do.
They don't
they
have
say
time.
They have a sewing... Oh, what's it called?
Like display stock
or
something.
No, like workroom.
Workroom.
Like you're supposed to be able to go there and like get advice and like...
Right.
Yeah, because have you walked in there where the patterns usually are? There's usually like some desks
I don't solve
and
patterns
machines.
At all.
Okay. So you've never even looked. That's
No.
I think they have like a sewing studio.
I think what you mean, yeah.
To ask people for advice, but I've never seen like...
They
the employees at Spotlight are...
They are always...
something else.
Well, that or they're always understaffed every time. So... But one thing I have seen actually at cons in recent years is I always see like a brother booth or like a Janami booth.
Or Janami, me too.
If you go to a convention in Australia, honestly, go visit one of those booths where they're kind of showing off sewing machines. You'll be able to really feel the difference in just a clunky machine and a decent one. Because for the 40% off Spotlight, I know it sounds like a lot of money, especially if you're a student, but save up your pennies.
$300, or ask for it for your next Christmas or
Christmas
birthday
present.
Because it's an investment.
It's an investment, and if you buy one, it'll last you your entire...
That's what I mean. If you go buy a cheap one, it's only going to last you like a year.
It will put you off sewing.
I know, it will. That too.
Oh, just $100 machines. Avoid. Yeah. Please do not get it. Like, go for I'd say at least 500.
Yeah.
500, that'll last you forever.
That's the thing. The one I got was 300.
Oh, really?
That's a steal. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, because just wait till the half price sales.
Nice.
Yeah. And also like the trap of like buying secondhand, be very cautious about which models you buy secondhand.
Be careful.
It can be very hit or miss, because I did get my overlocker actually secondhand on Marketplace.
Yeah, right.
But an overlocker, I don't know if you need, like, another thing, like if you have the money, I would say yes, invest in it, because it's actually great when you need to take costumes in.
That's leveling up a little bit.
It is a bit, isn't
leveling up a little bit.
But yeah, if you're making your own. But point is, I bought that for like $75 off Marketplace, and
it's fine.
It's great.
Nice.
It's fine. Yeah, but it just depends.
Yeah, right.
Research the model before you buy it. So yeah.
Otherwise, go with your gut. Do what I did. I like the look of this one.
No,
I'm going to call him Patrick.
Don't do that.
That's my sewing machine.
That's a bad idea.
I put stickers all over him.
Also, okay, with picking a machine, more stitches does not mean better machine. Like, you really only need a straight stitch, a zigzag stitch, maybe a buttonhole, and that's it. You'll get away with it.
I've only ever used a straight and a zigzag.
That's what I mean.
That's it.
Yeah, you'll barely ever need.
I've got like 17 stitch.
Mine has 100. Plus, I can do the letter of the alphabet. Do you think I've ever used that?
I like the one that's like, I can sew like a flower pattern.
That's exactly
and
what
then
it does. But it looks like crap.
It doesn't do much. You're not ever going to use them.
No,
you're not ever going to use them.
No.
And if you're like, oh, I'm going to appreciate this, no one else is going to appreciate it because they're not going to see your seams.
Yeah. And unfortunately, like, it just doesn't look neat. Like, I've actually seen people who, like, newbies who use the floral
like
and
the funny, fancy looking stuff.
Stitches to hem things. It just doesn't look great.
You learn how to do a
Usually it pulls the
straight
fabric
stitch.
really badly.
That's all you need.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't anything else past
so
that.
we've got the hot glue gun, we've got the
wig
head, and we've got maybe a sewing machine.
Sewing machine. I think those are like the basics in terms of if you were to get your bare essentials of what you would get straight up.
What are the tools?
I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch you can go through.
Yeah.
But
Stanley knife?
Stanley knife.
X-Acto knife? What kind of knife?
Okay,
a little one,
we'll
a big
go,
one.
We'll go for a few more.
Because that's crafting, isn't it?
It can be crafting, but when you when you make armor, we'll go through a whole armor session as well.
That's
eventually.
what I mean. Like, if you're a beginner who wants to do armor builds,
I'll teach you eventually. You listen in, Jeremy Mangle Phantom. At some stage, I'm going to teach you how to do armor. Okay, but everybody at the sub like, oh, you can use Warbler, you can do 3D printing, you can do Look, to start, foam. Okay, foam. He's like, oh, what's foam? Like literally yoga mats, the craft foam that you get playing as a kid to make arts and crafts. That stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't have any on me at the moment, but look, examples again.
You keep getting up.
I have to. Look,
It's so funny.
see this?
Yeah.
See Shield
It's
Hero?
so nice.
Foam. You see this bad boy
Everything
here?
up there that you can't see.
Foam. You see this bad boy here? Oops. Foam. This is all foam, okay? You don't need Warbler. You don't need, I don't know, like fancy 3D things. You can make really cool things with foam. When you decide you want to skill up again, you can. It's like upgrading a car.
Yeah.
Right? You start off with something,
Basic
learn how the
level,
car works to drive
yeah.
it. You kind of learn, wow, I can do drifts in my Toyota Yaris. Then you can upgrade.
Okay.
If you feel like it.
Yeah.
So
The other thing I would buy, because we didn't really talk about, is I would buy basic drugstore makeup and learn how to do makeup, try doing makeup. Yep. Your basic, like, foundation, concealer, powder, eyeliner, mascara, and maybe a basic eyeshadow / like toner palette. I would say invest in those and start practicing cosplay makeup. Lashes if you can. Yeah.
If you don't know what any of those things are, leave a comment and Maya will reply to it.
You can do the foam, I can do the makeup. It's good.
Easy.
But I think investing in a little bit of makeup will help you, like, practice it and
I think learning how to do basic, like, for example,
cosplay.
I only know how to do, like, one style of eyeliner and one set of eyebrows.
But that's all that matters. That you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Like, I could invest more time, learn more different ways of doing it, but it depends. When you do cosplay...
If you're happy with it, that's all that
Yeah.
matters.
There's a million different skills to learn in cosplay,
Yes.
but you'll find as you do it, there's going to be stuff that you like more than others, and you'll invest more time into doing those things and less into others.
Hence
armor and props and stuff, right?
Would you say investing in paint is a good idea and paintbrushes or no?
Yeah, look, I think a basic set of paintbrush... Look, oh man, it's just... there's so many things to
there's
cover.
that's what I
Oh my
mean.
goodness.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
look, we'll keep
But
the very...
what do you buy? Like, yeah, honestly.
Okay, so the basic setup for doing
If
armor,
you were just
right?
buying stuff. If you
Oh,
were just
yeah.
buying cosplays.
Buying cosplayers.
Yeah. Hot glue gun.
You'd still... Yeah, look, hot glue gun, essential. Wig head, essential.
Yeah.
I'd
else
put
is
I'd
essential?
put sewing machine ahead of because anything really. When you're making props, there's a bunch of different ways to do it. Well,
Yeah.
if you want something specific,
you
send
can,
me
like-
a message. I'll show you how to do it.
You can, like, buy props before you start making them, I feel like.
You can. I think it's getting easier to do it.
Yeah.
If you want something very particular, you probably have to
Particular,
do it yourself.
Yeah.
But honestly, you don't need to invest in like the best paints.
No.
Don't
buy... Yeah, I
don't
see
get
it
the
all
cheaper stuff.
time.
Again, I think general rule of thumb.
The friggin' Miku... the ketchup... the paint thing that you were doing with Keely, where you bought, like, the really cheap paints.
Oh,
and it looked
God.
so horrible.
Oh,
because
God.
It was like...
You put this in
painting
tomato
with
sauce. Okay, I think a general rule of thumb is avoid the bottom of the barrel cheapest thing.
Yeah,
Very few things
honestly.
are going to be good.
Yeah. It sucks to
Unless
say.
it's like exactly the same. For example, hot glue.
Yeah,
Right? Hot
yeah.
glue sticks. It's
yeah.
the same thing. Hot glue sticks expensive. Hot glue
What's it called?
sticks.
It's like a monopoly.
It's just
No,
one type.
oligopoly.
Oligopoly. What?
I studied economics. I should know the word. There's a word for like petrol, where it's like it's a market that is like it's a single product. Like it's all the same. Like wherever you go, no matter what, the petrol is the same.
It's the same product.
That's what I mean. Like
there's
the
a
hot
word
glue.
for it.
Yeah, there's a word for it. I can't think of it.
There is one kind of hot glue, and it's hot glue.
It's always going to be the same.
Expensive hot glue is the same as cheap hot glue.
No matter what the
it's
branding.
It's the same. Doesn't matter what the brand, doesn't matter what the packaging. Hot glue is hot glue. Paint, different, okay? But if there's different types, general rule of thumb, the cheapest is not good. Try to avoid it. Okay. Try at least go for mid-tier. Mid-tier. I think most of the time, you know, the top tier is not really worth it.
No.
In terms of like sewing machines.
Not as a beginner.
As a beginner, like there's no need. There's really no need.
It's like going and buying like a Maserati car or like, you know what
when
I mean?
you don't
like,
know how to drive.
No, or a Tesla when you don't know how to drive.
It's
it's
just
not leave the good things as things you can earn and build your way up to.
You can build your way up to. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so now we know what to buy.
Now we know what to buy.
Invest in. So now what do we do? If we're basically completely new, we don't have any cosplay friends, we've never been to a con, what do we do?
Okay. Well, I think everyone's first reaction is like, let's go to a con, right? I want to go to a con, have some fun, see what happens. But we go in, and I remember, again, I think going to PAX this year was great because it really brought me back to the first time I think I went to a con.
Ever.
Which was, 10
I go ago?
in, 40, who knows? How old are we getting? No one knows, not even me. I got carded at the Bottle the other week, it was great. Now, I walked in and it was enormous.
PAX, yeah.
PAX. Yeah. Just a sense of awe thinking, oh my God, how am I going to get through this in a single day? I genuinely struggled to get through it.
Meant to be 4 days, but yeah.
3 days.
You meant to, 4.
Even still, like, I rushed through it and then we kind of went through it bit by bit, but even then I kind of ran out of time.
Yeah.
But in the same way, I think, okay, look, this is what I would do. I also want to get your input as well, because number one, you probably want to go check out the con and see what the con is. And I think the first time you go to a convention, you'll understand pretty quickly what it's all about. You'll be like, wow, there's things to buy. There's things to eat. There's panels to see. There's special guests here, which I can go get autographs from. And that's going to be a general staple. Maybe there's like games to play. Maybe there's some giveaways. But that's the general staple. So check out the con first and foremost, right?
Yeah.
After you check out the con, would you agree that you kind of start to feel like, okay, I've seen the con and this con's the same as the last one. This con's the same as the last one. You want to start to get a bit more social. You kind of want to meet people. You want to wear cosplay and you want to kind of meet people in the same avenue. Because I remember my first 2 cons, I was like, I've got $200 in my pocket as a 14-year-old. I'm going shopping because there's no other anime merch ever that I've ever seen. eBay wasn't a thing, really, in 2005.
Online shopping wasn't really a thing.
So this was like my one time a year. I got to spend money and I saw anime merch.
Yeah.
So I was not interested in meeting people. I was just like, let me shop, leave me alone. After by the third year, I wanted to kind of try cosplay. I wanted to talk to people. What would you say would be kind of the best way to go and meet people? Because for the most part, we're all quite introverted. We don't know anybody.
Yeah.
We're talking like from the very beginning. You don't have no social circle.
You're asking me.
Oh, I'm the social.
Or you're the social host. No, okay. But
what would you do? What would you do?
Before the convention even happens, I would, if you're planning to go to an event, if you know you're going to an event, I would say make a social media account, even if it is just Instagram for the time being.
Very good.
And then go and see maybe who else has tagged that specific event, or like see the tagged photos at a certain convention, and then maybe try and see if there's anyone that you can see. People usually post their lineups in advance and all
like
sorts
what
of
costumes
stuff.
they're wearing.
Yeah, so and maybe try and send them a message and be like, hey, or I'm going to this con, like, do you have any advice? Or like maybe you could make a friend before the con even gets there.
That'd be good. Make a plan to kind of meet, try to catch up with someone.
Secretly look at them, and then you'll know them in person, and then you'll feel maybe a little bit more confident walking up to them. If you admire someone else's work, maybe you want to be friends with them, you can go up to them and be like, wow, I really like your cosplay, I found you on Instagram, do you want to get a photo together? Yeah, that's an easy way, and then you can like put it on your story and tag them, and that's like a normal interaction that isn't weird. It's not a weird thing to do that. It's very common to do that, and it's a very easy way to start building a relationship with someone.
I think just building a community with people.
Yeah.
I think honestly it's a lot easier now than it was 10, 15 years ago.
That's why I would say go to the internet first.
Yeah, right.
And have that as like a backing for you to then enter the community.
It's really good. It's not invasive
Yeah.
in that way because...
It's completely up to you.
Yeah. I mean, 10,
much you wanna
15 years ago,
post.
before Instagram, before social
Yeah.
media, it was like, can I get your number? Can I get your email?
Yeah, that's
right?
weird.
It's very...
It's too personal.
I mean, I don't even think I've got your number. I've just got you on MSN. I mean, Messenger.
MSN. You boomer.
Oh,
You did that to yourself.
Again.
You walked into that.
I did. Here I am thinking about MSN. Look, we still got it from last time. See the two little men. MSN logo, baby. But yeah. So a
You'll
while
never
ago,
get my number. No.
I don't want it.
You'll need it in Japan.
Oh, we'll have a new
You're
SIM
like,
card.
Maya,
over
where
that.
did you go?
It's like, oh, stop, come back.
In the streets of.
You're the one likely to get lost.
I will. I'll be like, idols.
No,
Wait.
get back. No. Time for that later.
I know.
I want to go to the gentleman's. What's the thing where you get the
Host club.
the host club?
Yeah, the boys' host club.
Please?
I want to go to the host club too.
Let's go.
Which one?
I don't
want
know.
to see the Muscle Maids one. Have you seen the
No.
Strong Girl Cafe?
Oh, the one where they like force feed you protein shakes.
I didn't hear about that part, but they just look like buff maids and they like flex.
Yeah, no,
and stuff
the
and
like the
check you.
workout ladies.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they're gonna like sit down and like force feed you protein shakes.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah, let's go there.
Let's do that.
Oh my god, is that in
Okay.
Tokyo? Probably
Maybe.
Shinjuku or somewhere. That sounds hilarious.
We'll
Let's do
make
it.
a plan. We'll
Go
make
to
a plan.
all the host cafes. I really want to go to boys' host cafe because I have no idea what it's like. We have to learn Japanese so we can like interact
Okay,
with
look,
them. We have to, like,
Duolingo starts today.
It's already started.
You've started.
For me.
You're a bit of a
Yeah.
head start.
I'm
Okay,
ahead.
okay.
I'm ahead. Anyway.
Wait. Okay, yeah. So social media these days.
Yeah, start on online first.
That's very good.
Before you engage.
Make
with
a
physical
social media
community.
account.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how bad it is. Doesn't matter if you don't have anything
No,
because
you don't have to post about it.
the easiest way
it
to
can be a
con-
private account.
private
too.
account. Yeah. The easiest way to connect with people these days, I feel, is hey, can we take a selfie? Can I get your Instagram?
Yeah, literally, it's so easy.
They
Such
may
a
or may
normal
not
thing
follow
to
you
do.
back. It doesn't matter.
Nah, yeah.
But I think because I do social skills coaching,
Yeah.
and I think the common thing I say to people is like, well, let's get you off the ground first. I'm not going to say, hey, go and talk to that complete stranger, introduce yourself, be friends, and have a plan for next week.
Yeah.
No. You start off by just saying hi.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
But in this case, it makes it super easy because, like you said, you say, hey, I've seen you on Instagram before. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you walk up and say, hey, look, I love your costume.
Yeah.
Can I get a photo of you? Mm-hmm. And you get a photo and you chat a little bit. And at the end, if you want to keep in touch, say, hey, look, do you mind if I get your Instagram? Because I'd love to follow your work.
It's less weird to take a selfie with someone rather than just taking a photo of them.
I think so.
Because it used to be the norm to just take a
Take
photo
a photo
of someone.
and they just pose.
Yeah.
Now?
But now it's
Selfie.
weird.
If you don't know how to take a selfie, learn.
Don't walk up and be like... It happens all the time.
Because they'll be like, hey,
They'll be like-
take a photo. Yeah, like, oh.
And then they'll angle the phone
I'll
and
be
you don't
like-
know where it's going. Literally, or like really close.
I'm going to post that in this video. That's all we took.
Do it.
Okay.
I lost my watermelon.
We've got a watermelon
I
pillow.
lost my watermelon.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Um,
No, really, it happens all the time, and I'm like, do you really still not know? There's YouTube videos out there that
how to
teach you
take a
how
selfie.
to take a selfie. Very
We
easy.
can make a video
We could.
how to
Yeah.
take a selfie.
Eye level.
Eye level.
Arm out.
Even slightly
stretched,
higher. Slightly higher.
More attractive. Face the light.
Face
Do
the
not
light.
face against the
So if the light, we got a
goddamn
ring light here. Ring light. Say that's the natural lighting.
If you have the convention glass doors
Glass
outside,
doors.
face
Use
outside.
the light. Okay, good convention tip. Take photos of lighting. Man, we could do a whole nother topic on photos.
Photos.
That's a good one.
Definitely.
How to take a damn good
Because
photo.
we're such experts, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Take the
We've
best
been done
photos
this for
every time.
ages.
Never taken a bad selfie. Never
No,
taken
never,
a bad photo.
ever.
Don't know what you're talking about.
B612, what's that?
Nah, you snow.
You snow?
Yeah. Editing apps. That's a good one.
Oh.
Which cosplay apps.
We're gonna
Anyway.
photos. That's the next
Photo
topic,
apps.
okay?
You just
I
slap
like
me
that. Hey, this is a friendly, good one. Okay.
on the arm. No pat on the shoulder.
Ow!
Didn't touch you. Oh my god.
Okay. What are we talking about? Things you would do. Things you would do. Okay.
I would step one, buy a cosplay that you like.
I would agree. The
And
first cosplay, buy it.
Buy it.
Buy it. I
Yeah.
think once upon a time it would have been like, oh, do something simple, just something closet, like if you can. But I'd say buy something which you love.
Or don't love. Just if you see a
No,
cool
do something you
costume-
love. Do something you love.
Nah, I did something I had no idea what it was. My first cosplay ever.
I remember it was from Tales of
Yeah, you remember.
Zillia.
Tales of the Abyss.
The Abyss, close. Tales of something.
Yeah, literally. I've never heard of it, never played it, never watched it. I just found the costume in an op shop.
That's
and
like
it
your
was,
first
really
time like
cheap.
dressing up in public kind of thing?
Yeah, I
or-
went to a con.
It's good?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
good.
it didn't matter. I liked the design. I was like, this is a cool design. I want to wear that.
Well, I think
I don't think it matters.
it makes it better if you're wearing something you like.
I guess so.
Because you'll be able to, like, talk about it.
I was so new. I didn't even know what anime was.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Man, you were just indoctrinated.
I was like, cool outfit, fashion, ooh, la la.
Oh, I like being different. That's me.
Costume.
Love it.
It's like Halloween, but dressing up again. Yeah.
Okay, so number 1, get a social media account.
Yeah.
Number 2, buy a costume and wear it.
I would buy the costume first.
Buy the costume first.
And then make the account.
Yeah, right.
Because you're gonna wanna like make the account with some kind of like, I would say one post is good to be like,
we're going to do another topic on social media too.
We're getting like how to start Instagram, how to run an Instagram.
Oh man, we got topics for
Definitely.
days. We'll be here for a while.
No, what else would you do? I feel like, buy your cosplay, buy your wig, buy some shoes.
I mean, some people, in your costume, wear a wig. Please wear a wig. I don't care if your character has black hair like me, and you've got black hair, wear a wig.
If it's an anime
in particular.
And game, yeah. Like, I feel like it depends. You can get away with it.
If it's a TV show or something with, like, real people and they're using their hair, fair enough. But I've got so many black wigs. I've got more black wigs than any other wig. And you'd be like, what? You don't need... Like, you wear a wig. You wear a wig. We're going to do another... But, wear a wig, please. Contacts, optional.
Optional, absolutely
People
optional.
want to say, they've changed... Work your way up.
Yeah.
Because the first time I wore contacts... Because you wear glasses, you probably got some experience in learning how to put contacts in, or...
No, it was through cosplay.
Through cosplay, you learned
how to wear lenses, yeah.
First time, I kid you not, it took like an hour, maybe 2 hours
same.
to put it in.
That's so uncomfortable. I don't know. There's some people who think they're comfortable, but I'm not. They're so uncomfortable.
People have got different techniques. You'll find one that works for you.
Yeah.
If you want a contact lens video tutorial by
touchy
Marmalade, she'll make one for you.
Okay. Yeah, but contacts don't worry so much about investing in, but definitely a costume that you really love, and that I reckon it's so easy to find. Go on AliExpress, get one, roll cosplay, or something.
Even eBay. eBay's got you.
eBay sometimes.
It might be a bit more expensive on eBay, but you'll know where to find it.
Yeah. And then don't be sad if it's like bad quality at the start. Like, just see what you like and
Well, we're getting to that stage actually where we talk about the mindsets of cosplay, which I think, to me, this is my favourite and the most important. Very passionate about this part.
You are.
Because...
But what if you have no self-awareness when you first start?
You will learn. Okay. And if you don't, you're going to be getting repercussions from that, and hopefully you'll become like, I'm doing something wrong. Maybe I should think about it.
When you say mindset, do you mean like your goal and your purpose, like with cosplay? Like
bit of
the way that you approach it, like as a hobby? Or
how way you approach it, I think. Because I think a lot of... I know when I first started doing it, I had a lot of things that I thought about it or expectations I had from it. And when they weren't met, I got disappointed, or I felt bad about myself, or I felt bad about other people, kind of thing. A big thing that I learnt, you got to remember this, guys, listen in well. You're going to go and talk to a lot of people. And if you're not talking to a lot of people, because you're like, this happened to me for a while too, the first couple of years. It's like, I want to go talk to people. And at the end of the day, I had met nobody. Because I was like, people are going to come and talk to me because I'm wearing a costume. In the ideal world, yes, that's going to happen. In reality, especially for me anyway, for a number of years, and I've talked to other people, same thing. They're just like, who have you talked to today? Because I'm the one talking to people. I go up to them and say, hey, I love your costume. I said, cool, like, how many people have you met today? Or how many cool kind of conversations have you had with other cosplayers? And like, you're the first person to talk to me today, this weekend. I'm like, it's Sunday, 3:00 p.m, and you've talked to nobody. So...
I can't relate.
Because you're a kawaii cosplayer, and people want to come up and talk to you, and the famous Marmalade Cos. Can I get a selfie?
Even in the early days, I remember people would approach me, like when I did like Shinon from Sword Art Online, and that was like one of my first. I was still like 16.
Well, you've done a Shinon cosplay.
Yeah, from Gungale. That one, literally that one. I made it as well. It was not very good.
No, you did Shinon, that's what matters.
But people approached me for photos and that, and I remember being so overwhelmed, being like, what the heck is this? And other cosplayers as well. So, even when I did, like, Marker the very first time, like, always got approached by people, so...
I think a big misconception that I have to keep in mind as well, which happened to me anyway, was it didn't happen to me.
Yeah.
I think maybe because my series was too niche, or maybe... I think my series probably was too niche,
I did Shinon when it was, like, the peak
At the peak, so you're probably, like, really popular, right? But, I think number one, if you don't get approached and people don't want to talk to you, or you're like, oh, I haven't had conversation today, it's not that there's anything wrong with you.
No.
Okay? It honestly is, especially for me anyway, I learnt in order for me to meet people, I had to be the one to talk to people.
Yes. But you have to be approachable.
You have to be approachable.
If people do come up to talk to you, like, you gotta be nice.
Well, that's the thing. Like, well, I think that's a big thing because I think first thing I thought was like, oh, what's wrong with me? Do I look scary? Do I have a resting bitch face? I don't know what it is, right?
I feel like every cosplayer has thought that at some point, being like, do I have resting bitch face?
Possibly. But, you know, it's one of those things where I think a lot of people, especially when they aren't comfortable with themselves kind of talking to new people, they will put on their stories like, oh, this one I'm wearing, come and say hi to me.
Yeah.
Come and say hi to me.
Yeah, that's a normal thing that people
I think it's a
post.
normal thing. And I think it's nice that people put that up. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I think I've seen a lot of people these days who have put that up saying, oh, didn't get to meet many people today. Didn't really talk to many people today. And I think, to me, if that's you, just ask yourself, did you make the effort to go and talk to other people?
Yeah.
Because not everyone is going to come up and talk to you.
No.
That's an absolute fact.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk to people, like, you have to go
up to them
and do the talking.
Yeah. I still get scared about going up and talking to other cosplayers. Like,
why?
I don't know, because like you never know how they're gonna react. You don't know. I get scared of having a bad interaction.
I told you the interaction I just had like last weekend, right?
I know.
So last weekend, same thing. I had like great interaction, talked to friends,
Yeah.
and there's like, oh, I got introduced to their friends. Walked up to a stranger, talked to them.
Yeah.
Great interaction. Then I walked up to another cosplayer. I thought, oh, cool, they're wearing a cool costume. I went up and said hi. I was like, hey, love your costume. Just wanted to have a chat for a bit. And they were just like on their phone. I'm like, didn't even look up. They're like, I'm like,
Awkward.
okay, like, have a good day. And I just, like, that was it, because I was not going to talk any further, and they obviously weren't interested. And
you gotta put yourself out there, you really do.
Yeah.
If you really want to make friends, but if you just want to cosplay for yourself and enjoy the con, then
you
don't
could
have
have
to talk
been
to anyone.
you could have been me in my first con. It's like, I'm here to shop and wear this costume because I love it. Don't talk to me.
You can say no to photos.
You can say.
If
People's like, can I get
ask you
photos?
for
Like,
a
oh,
photo.
look, so just not feeling photos right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Get what you want out of cosplaying. Don't do it for other people's sake, and don't do what other people want you to do.
Yeah, you're doing it for you.
Yeah.
You're doing it for you.
But mindset-wise, if you are chasing goals, what do you think? If you wanted to succeed in like a competitive way, how would you start?
Well, I think. Well, do you
What
want to
would
talk
you
about
do?
competitions in particular?
Or
Or
what would you do if you just wanted to be like really good at cosplay?
Okay.
What would you do?
Number one, we'd start making things, because I think it's very easy to, especially in the modern environment of cosplay where it's so accessible, very easy to buy a very high quality costume online very easily. It's very easy to get the costume, look great, feel great in it, take videos, take TikToks, take pictures, look
Make
great,
cute dances.
do cute dances. At that point in time, you might say, cool, I'm getting followers, I'm getting likes, I'm getting lots of comments, I'm getting all these things. I think at that point in time, maybe you've got, I don't know, a few thousand followers, a few 10,000 followers. I think a good thing to ask yourself is, what is your goal with it? Like, do you want to be a well-known cosplayer? Do you want to be a well-known cosplayer for what?
Do you want to be a streamer?
Do you want to be a streamer?
Yeah.
Like, what do you want with it? I honestly got really humbled. I told you I had a chat with my friends from a long time ago.
Streamer guy?
Not a streamer guy. A girl that I met a few years ago at a con, and they don't go to cons much anymore. I don't remember. Anyway,
I remember.
No, they said like, oh look, I got my goal was to get like 25,000 followers on TikTok.
I remember.
And they got that, and they're like, oh, cool. Like,
Now what?
now what?
Yeah.
And they just didn't feel like they wanted to do it anymore. But
then again, for us, we've reached WCS.
it's WCS. Now
Now
what? Right? So you might hit a goal, and you might have to reevaluate
But
what do you want
that's
to do
okay.
next.
If you do have a super exciting goal and you hit it, that's exciting. But
I think a big misconception again is people like, oh, I want to be famous. I want to be an influencing cosplayer. But what do you want to do?
Like lots of big followers.
Big followers. What do you want to do with that
hear
platform?
It all the time, actually.
Yeah.
At cons, they're like, oh, how do you get more followers on Instagram? And it's like, well, why do you care?
What do you care?
Do you
want
do you
just want more
out of
likes
that?
so people to scratch your back a little bit, or do you
more
want
comments, more attention, more engagement, more of a community? Like, what do you
want to build with
to
it?
build? Yeah.
And you might think to yourself, oh, don't know. Well, good question to ask yourself. It's a great question to ask yourself.
Do you want to inspire other people to make stuff as well? Do you want to inspire other people to dance and make cosplay videos? Like, what do you want to inspire other people to do?
What do you want people to do? What do you want to share?
Show people who you are? Yeah.
So I know you mentioned to me before, it's like, oh, you should follow some. We'll talk about this in the social media thing, part of cosplay, and another topic later. But I think knowing what to share, and because you said you should jump on the trends, jump on what's cool, like wear something and do a dance something. But I think my kind of question to ask at that point is like, is that what I want to be known for, doing TikTok dances, right?
Yeah.
And if that's not your thing, like for example, I want to do social skills, I want to do cosplay and social skills in cosplay.
But you can take all of that of your branding and who you are as a person and input that into whatever trend is happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
In terms of like just like a TikTok audio.
Absolutely.
You can literally take everything that you have and just shove it
in that way
to create something new. Yeah, and you will stand out.
But I think it's in the same vein where you said, it's like, oh, how do you get more followers? How do you get more attention? Like a good question, honestly, is to ask yourself why.
Yeah, like,
what
do you want to
do with
start a business? Do you want to make money? Do you want to sell prints? Do you want to have the opportunity to work with really amazing photographers? Like, what goal are you chasing?
What are you chasing?
Do you want to work for films and TV one day? Do you want to be in films and TV? Do you want to be an actress? Do you want to be a voice actress? Yeah. Like, there's so many avenues.
And if you don't know the answer to this question,
I said voice actress.
Voice actress.
Both.
Yeah,
voice
both.
Actor.
Yeah. And so if we're asking you this question now and you're thinking to yourself, oh, what do I want to do?
Yeah, what do you pull towards?
Sit down and honestly try and find an answer for yourself.
No, but the sooner that you find what you are most pulled towards, the better you will feel every time.
Because otherwise
you'll know what to do.
You'll just be posting pointless content.
You will.
You'll be posting like, what's the point of me?
Or just following like everyone else, like jumping on a bandwagon. And doing the same cosplays as everyone else, like without questioning if you really like a character or if you align with them. Or
it's interesting because, and going back to the original point of, what would I do differently at the start, because I was happy when I first started just taking cool photos. I would take cool photos of my costume. I had some weird goal of like, I want to be the best on Google, or show up in Google in the first search term. I thought it'd be cool, but I didn't have anything past that. Like I don't. But even now, it's like, okay, do I want to become cos famous? What do I want to do with that? People might say it's like, oh, I'll become a guest at a overseas con. Cool experience.
That was my goal.
Yeah, I mean, it still can be.
Yeah.
But in that case, what do you want to do?
Yeah, are you gonna do panels there? Are you gonna do
panels?
Singing? Are you gonna do dancing? Are you gonna
like
play an instrument?
Yeah,
like a violin.
Do a cool performance.
Cosplay. It's about bringing whatever skills that you have and what interests you have and combining that with cosplay. I think makes it a lot more fulfilling as a hobby.
More fulfilling, because I think it's good to like, oh cool, I've got this big platform. I've got all of these followers. I've got all of these likes coming in. But what do you want to do with that?
Yeah.
Because if you're just like, I just want more followers.
Why? It's pointless.
There's no point to it.
If you just want to do it as a hobby, you don't need people watching.
Or
telling you their opinions.
Yeah, your goal could just be, I just want to have a cool Instagram portfolio and meet cool people, and whenever someone follows me, they can say, hey, that's a cool portfolio. That's all it can be.
Because the bigger you get as well, the harder, like the more important it is that you know your why, because that's when hate kind of rolls in and like critique, and like you really need to have a strong goal in mind.
Why am I still doing this?
Well, if you just know, if you keep telling yourself like, I don't need followers because I'm happy doing cosplay as I am with my friends and it's a great time, you don't swing into that peer pressure of society. I feel like makes you feel like you should have followers, should have success,
all that.
Everything should be like a grind.
You're not valuable as a person if you don't have a certain number of followers or something.
Rubbish. It's bullshit.
You don't need that.
No, and having numbers doesn't make you feel any greater than anything else.
It doesn't make you better of a person either. No. The number of like famous people I've met with an inflated head is ridiculous. No names, but number of people who've either won competitions, or have got tens or hundreds of thousands of followers, and I talk to them as a person in real life. It's almost embarrassing. Yeah. It's almost embarrassing what kind of person they are when they just talk to someone who's like, oh, you're not at my level of fame. You're not worth talking to. They didn't say that, but that's the vibe you get. They're like,
body language, the like.
You can tell they just don't. Yeah. It could have been the person that I talked to at the convention who was just like, oh, who are you? I wasn't wearing cosplay. Yeah. They would be like, oh, you're not a cosplayer. You're a filthy normie.
That's true. That's true.
But that just reflects and says what kind of person they are.
Yes. And you never know who you might be talking
don't know.
to. You should be very careful about the way that you talk to people who you don't know who they are. Like, you might turn out that they're like a huge, like convention organizer and you have no idea and you've treated them badly. Like, you got to be careful.
That's a really good one.
Respect.
So
treat others the way you want to be treated.
Treat people nice.
Yeah. Treat others the way you want to be treated.
Yeah. So, like we were saying before, if you want to meet people, you have to be the one to talk to them. You have to put yourself out, like literally put yourself out there. Some people are going to ignore you. That's fine. You can be expected.
You're not going to get along with everyone.
And that's fine. Mm-hmm. That's fine. Oh, you've been listening to my talks too. Oh, you.
I listen.
So you have to talk to people, and starting a social media account
it's going to help make it
easier.
Build relationships with people moving into the future. Especially if you have dreams like doing even just a simple group cosplay with someone, doing your like dream group or in High School Host Club cosplay group. You're going to need like 6 or 7 people to join you. So you're going to
need to stay connected.
Recruit them and stay connected to people, yes.
At this point in time, I think Instagram's still the one that kind of keeps people
I think
connected.
It is.
Yeah.
But honestly, whatever you're drawn to the most. If you like Twitter most, go Twitter. If you like TikTok most, go TikTok.
Go TikTok. Yeah. Whatever works for you. I think just most people I've seen have got an Instagram, whether it be a cosplayer or not a cosplayer.
And one I would avoid is a Facebook. I would not make a Facebook. I think Facebook is too personal to connect with people on.
At this point in time, it seems to be that way. Even then, I don't really use Facebook as much as I used to, I think. No. But I think it's just having some fun. Instagram's the way to go.
Yeah.
And what's the last point you put just before, actually?
Was about groups. If you want to do groups, you're going to have to approach people and build relationships.
Build those relationships.
To do it, yeah. If that's like a goal on your bucket list, on your cosplay bucket list, would you recommend, actually, in terms of mindset and goal setting, if you are a beginner baby cosplayer, would you recommend that they go and write like a goal list of all the biggest dream bucket list things that they want to do with cosplay? And have those as goals to work towards? Do you think that's a positive thing?
That's a really good question. I think the best thing...
Things like attend PAX.
Yeah, okay, look, I think those goals... You're not actually going to figure out until you go to 1 or 2 cons.
Yeah.
Because you're going to...
That's true.
You're going to kind of figure out what you like,
or
what
like
you don't like.
cosplays?
Dream cosplays is a good one because even right now, wherever you are at this point in your cosplay career or cosplay timeline, right now, get a piece of paper and write down any kind of cosplays that you want to do because you're going to find this list in 5-6 years' time and you'll be like, wow, I got these done. I haven't got these done. I've got a list in my drawer somewhere.
Connect to your roots.
Connect to your roots because, I don't know, I kind of start to run out of things. I have to kind of look, I have to dig deep. I have to dig deep and find things I still want to do.
Not watch new things.
Not watch new things. No. Spy Family or nothing. That's it.
No Edge Runners?
I still haven't. I've been...
That's one we should consider for Japan.
Cyberpunk?
Even though I don't know if you're allowed. Yeah, because it's like a Western. Is it?
Oh, it's still Netflix anime.
Yeah.
What's the name? David and Lucy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks doable. Yeah, okay. Okay, Jaden.
Yeah.
My friend. Lend
Ellie.
me your cosplay.
Yeah. We'll just steal them. That's fun.
Oh, dear. Okay.
But yeah, do you think, dream cosplay list?
Dream cosplay is really good.
Goals
actually, just while we're on that now, because we're kind of come to the end of this segment, what are some of your dream ones that you kind of have done and have yet to do?
Have done. I think that at the time when I did my dancer Hanukkah set back for MNCC, that was definitely a dream to do because it was like so complicated and I wanted to see if I could even do it.
Pictures here.
Very old, 5 years ago. In terms of like other ones that I've done, not many, unfortunately. I would say.
Really?
I've put most of my dream... I think Mami from Madoka Magica was like a dream.
Okay.
Yang from Ruby was dream cosplay, but I really wanted to do more of her outfits and I just never got around to it.
Do you think that there's any dream cosplays they were once upon a time, but now it's like, you know what? I don't actually want to do that anymore. Because some kind of drop off the list as time goes on, or... Yes,
I think a lot of the, like, Love Life ones that I... Like, there was a few Love Life card sets that I really, 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 really wanted to do, and now they've kind of, like, fallen off in terms of interest, because the hype's just kind of died off for me. But I think, like, there was another weird magical girl anime. It was... I can't remember the name of it. It was, like, Yuki Yuna. Did you ever watch it? No. It's a very sad, good magical girl show, very similar to Madoka.
Right.
Yuki Yuna, and I wanted to make her a costume, but now it's, like, it's been so long that,
Can't do it. Yeah, right.
Current dream though, Marker Album from Soul Eater is like top of the list.
Oh, Marker.
Marker, yeah, top of the list. Absolute dream.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, probably, maybe, but not for Japan because she's so
Too
warm.
hot.
She wears
Yeah,
like
right.
a jacket. I had them in my head and now they're gone.
Cat returns.
Too many characters.
With the Baron, the furry Baron.
Honestly, Chihiro is higher than Cat Returns.
From Spirited Away.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would
right.
love to make that from like traditional like
Oh, that's
Japanese
cool.
silk
Yeah, right.
fabric. Yeah, kimono fabric. That would be amazing.
Is that cool to wear?
I don't know. Yes, it would be. For
What's
Japan.
Haku wear?
Like same like hakama,
Okay.
yukata.
Oh,
I'm not sure what the exact
he's got a
word
bowl
is,
cut
but-
hair. I remember that, actually.
Do you want to do that? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't mind. We can consider that.
Yeah,
We
okay.
can consider that. Okay.
And then also like Little Witch Academia, I really wanted to do Shiny
Right.
Chariot. That was a big dream of mine, but I don't know if I would still do that now.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I really wanted to do Asuna from Sword Art Online, and I like
And then-
always pushed that off.
Which one? Just like the OG version?
Yeah, OG, and she also had a really cool like.
The blue one?
She had lots of cards. No, I didn't like the blue one. I like her orange hair, obviously. Yeah.
So that's the goddess version.
Yeah. I liked all her cards. She had cool cards, like Love Life.
Cards?
Yeah, they had like alternate outfits. All the Sword Art Online girls.
This must have been from one of the games, because the games
Yeah.
have got more outfits
If you look on
too.
Pinterest, there's like so many cool. We should look at that actually. For
Okay,
Japan.
okay.
They have very cool outfit sets. I've always wanted to do Asuna.
I've
I bought an Asuna wig once, and it was so bad that it like turned me off cosplaying her. This is what happens when I try and do my dream cosplays. They're like, wig comes and it's terrible, and I'm like, nah.
Don't forget shield and proof. Just do
I
it.
know,
That's
don't
what
let
it
your
was. Don't
dreams
let your
be
dreams
dreams.
be dreams.
Yesterday you said tomorrow. I think we've already done
We've
this.
done that, but we're gonna
episode.
do it again. He's perfect. That
Oh
meme.
no! What about you? Dream cosplays that you've top list.
It's
Do you
really
have
interesting.
any?
So I think once upon a time, I'm going to put a picture right here. This
Mm-hmm.
is a series called Elemental Jolade. It's a not as well known, but I really like the series, and I somehow talked to my friends at the time who were like, "I want to do this. Do you guys want to join in? Like, I love it." And they was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh my god!" There was 5 of us. We got the full cast,
Sick.
and I was like, I was so happy.
That's awesome. So you've done it.
That was one. The other one was, again, put up a picture here, DN Angel.
Yeah.
This is an anime that I watched when I was a young, impressionable...
I'm so sorry.
That's okay, just an alarm. I was a young, impressionable romantic, and I loved it. He was like this cool, edgy, I don't know, thief who steals magical art.
With the eye?
No, with the wings, the big black
Okay,
wings,
yeah,
yeah.
okay.
And
With the ponytail?
I'm not sure if he has a ponytail.
Okay.
Yes, I think... Well, he's got a...
black hair ponytail.
No, purple hair.
Okay.
Different.
Okay,
Anyway,
okay.
I'll put the picture here.
Yeah.
And I said to myself when I was 14, I'm like, I don't think I'm old and mature and cool enough to do this. I'm going to put it off. I did it like 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, sick. Hell yeah.
And I was like, I can't believe I've done this because I've been
Yeah.
wanting that for ages. And I
Ages.
did it. I'm like, now what?
yeah.
Now what?
what? Yeah. Okay.
Everything else feels like fluff.
I know. Filler episodes.
Filler episodes for the rest of time now.
I realized a few more as you were saying.
Yeah.
Dream ones, but Edward Elric has always been like
I'm not bringing a suit of armor to...
always wanted to cosplay him.
Yeah,
I know,
right.
I know. But I wanted to like make the automail so badly because it looks so cool.
You gonna do it still?
Maybe we'll see. And then a little show called Flip Flappers.
Flip Flappers. Is that about... Two girls in an ocean?
Close. They go on magical adventures.
Magical adventures.
Yeah. I would die to cosplay that with someone.
Look, I don't do little boys
No,
very
it's
well
fine.
anymore, and I really don't think I could do a little girl.
It's fine. It's all good. I'll find one of the Melody Prey girls. will do
Go
with
get
me,
it.
yeah.
You've
Yeah.
got your girl
I know.
squad. Go.
We'll have enough to pick from Japan though.
Oh, I think we've
Sword
got...
Art Online
I wouldn't mind.
or Soul Eater or.
Well, you said it's too hot. We've got a short
we'll
list.
Look at it, yeah.
We've got a short list.
They have alternate outfits too, so.
Oh. Thinker. You're a thinker. I like that.
All right, should we wrap up this episode?
Yeah, I wasn't sure we were going to make it, but we kind of had to push for time for that one.
We did.
Which was good. It's good when we get to rant a little bit more than we think
Yes.
that we have the capacity to do so.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Dreaming about starting all over again.
Dreaming about starting all over again. So, the question we'll ask you guys, if there was one thing that you wish you knew about cosplay when you first started, what would that be? What would you tell your younger self about starting cosplay?
What advice?
Let us know in the comments below if you're on YouTube and if you're on Spotify or Google Podcasts. give us a rating. Give us a thumbs up.
It helps boost the podcast and
Boost
the
the podcast.
algorithm, and so that more people can listen to us while
More
they
people.
con crunch too.
Con
'Cause
crunch.
I feel like that's what a lot of you guys are doing while you're watching our
Yeah,
episodes.
you're doing con crunch.
You're either eating, you're drinking tea, or you're con crunching.
or you're on
There's
for
no in between.
You're on for a drive.
Maybe you
a lot
might
of
be
people have a long
driving.
commute to work.
You better be safe driving.
Safe
Please
driving.
drive safe.
You
Someone cares about you.
We care about you. We care about you.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening
Thanks
to
for listening.
this episode.
And we'll be back again
Next Monday.
next Monday. Love it. All right.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye bye.